man or woman? Both have Purusha Bhava. What is Purusha Bhava? Purusha Prakritisто hi bhungte Prakritijan gunan karanam guna sangosya satasatnyoni janmasu. Shurpanaka came to Nasik with Purusha Bhava. Correct, no? To enjoy Rama or at least Lakshmana. Correct, no? Now, Putana came into Vrindavan with a Purusha Bhava to kill Krishna, to exploit Krishna. Correct, no? So that means somebody can be in a woman's body, but the Jiva has got a Purusha Bhava, enjoying mentality. Same way, Shankachuda is coming to take away the gopis towards the north by showing us a stick. He's picking up a stick and, hey, driving them everybody. Everybody go to north, northern side. Don't be with Krishna Balram. Come with me. So what is that Bhava? Purusha Bhava. He likes to dominate. So, therefore, the previous class I was telling you that whenever you want to order someone something, instruct someone something, first thing you should ask yourself, this personality is under whose custody? Like if you see a woman, first thing that should come to your mind is whose daughter is she? Because the girl is property of the father, and a woman is a property of the husband. So one cannot order the wife of somebody, or one cannot order the daughter of somebody, unless you accept her in Kanyadan. Correct, no? So Purusha Bhava actually means you don't deserve to enjoy, but you are trying to sneak in, to exploit. So whether it is a man or a woman, the Purusha Bhava is there. Purusha Bhava is exploiting mentality. And that mentality comes due to superficial outlook, not seeing the soul seated in the body. So Kubja also, looked at Krishna with a Purusha Bhava, but then Krishna completely purified her heart. Then, although initially she had, therefore her love is called Kama Praya, whereas the gopis' love is called pure love. Kama Praya means it was like love of the gopis, but it was tinged with Kama, tinged with the propensity for exploiting. So, what is the difference between lust and love? Lust means I want to enjoy for my satisfaction and my happiness. Love means love is actually outwardly flowing. It is one of sacrifice. It's one of extending oneself. And it is one which tries to give happiness to the other, not for oneself. It has no anticipation from any the other party. Just like you will see mother and father and all are considered suhrit, well-wishers. Why? Because they do good to the child without the child asking also. Like, you may not ask the mother, Mom, summer vacation has come, will you cook something and give me some nice items? Even before you can ask, they make and keep it. Correct, no? They tell you, please eat this item. And then when they go to the market, they see some nice dress and purchase and bring it. If they see some, when you are growing to the school stage, they may buy a bicycle and give you. You will see that. So generally speaking, a well-wisher means that person who does things for you without even you are requesting or asking it. So sadhus are also like that. They are actually bhuta sahridam, we call it. No? They always think about, welfare of all the living entities. Not only just material welfare, but spiritual welfare. They see the souls in each body and they think of the spiritual welfare. And they cannot exploit anybody. They just don't have the propensity. And the more one becomes a fixed up devotee of Krishna, then he always thinks exactly like the way Krishna thinks. Krishna always thinks, how can I serve this living entity in the best way? Same way they also think like that. So here he says that, when you get one in quality with the Lord, when he understands the spirit sparks are one in quality with the Lord, that means Krishna is Sachidananda, the Jivas are Sachidananda. Krishna is great and they are tiny, but the quality is one. For example, if I see in that woman's body also there's a soul. In this body I am the soul, but the soul there is no difference between the two. We both are Prakriti only. Then is there a Bhogavriti or a Purusha Bhava? It will not come because it's same side, Prakriti side only. Whereas Krishna is Purusha and the Jiva is Prakriti. Yeah. So same way, you see a small ant going, you respect that ant also. Hey, here is a spirit soul seated in the body of an ant. He's moving. So, like Prabhupada once was sitting in a hall and a caterpillar came inside like this. Prabhupada told the devotees, bring a leaf. And he told them, pick it up. They picked it up. Leave it in the garden. She'll be happy there. Because this place is a garden, not this place. Here you guys are running back and forth, you will crush it. But if you put it in the leaves in the garden, the caterpillar will be happy. So you will see that Prabhupada as a pure devotee saw the living entity seated in the body of a caterpillar. And he wanted to benefit the jiva in whatever way will make him happy. Correct, no? So this vision we have to develop always. Like, once we had a policy in the camp temple that if you are going in a sumo, brahmacharis are going, no Mataji should come. Only sadhu should go. And the Matajis want to go, sumo can take Matajis, drop them and come, but brahmachari should wait for the next round. We made a policy. One time, one brahmachari's grandmother had come. She was almost 80 years or 82 years or something. Completely like this, completely only bones are seen in her body. From some village she had come. So she wanted to see this temple. So from camp temple. So we put her in the front seat next to the driver. And we told the brahmacharis, you all get in. No, no, Puja, I cannot come. Mataji is there. I said, what Mataji? What is her age? Huh? She is 82 and you are 22. Huh? And she is completely emaciated. Only bones are seen. She is like shaking the body. She just is coming for darshan. Huh? Actually, that means it's a flat application of policy. Correct, no? He doesn't know how to apply. That means he's only seeing the external body. Correct, no? So, of course, this cannot be compromised saying that anyway, we only see the souls. We can have 4 brahmacharis, 4 matas going in the same car. We cannot allow that. Correct, no? We cannot misapply. At the same time, one should know, if one can see the soul, one can be sympathetic towards all, towards whether it is towards animals or whether it is towards the plants. Like for example, in some places they have to uproot a tree or a plant for some work. The garden, say for example, you are uprooting a tree because in that place you want to build something or something. One should actually feel pity for them. You're going to uproot them now, and the plant will dry. I mean, the atma will be forced to leave the body. Correct, no? But if you uproot it and immediately place it in another place, you dig and keep it ready. Immediately put it and put water, it survives. Maybe it's like you have to keep him in ventilator and transfer him, I think. Correct? It's like that. Some plants, if you uproot and immediately place them and put water, they go on like that. But why I'm saying that much one should be sensitive to other living entities. And that sensitivity will come when we see the soul with X-ray vision, with a philosophical vision, spiritual vision. One has to see that in every body there is a soul. So you know the English word called empathy. Correct, no? What is the difference between sympathy and empathy? Who can say? Sympathy and empathy, yes.
Empathy means putting oneself in the
Other shoes.
Other shoes.
Correct. Sympathy means?
Having concern.
Feeling pity for a suffering person. You feel pity from your side. Whereas empathy means you put yourself in their shoes and you see it. That is called empathy, we call it. Correct. So, which is superior? Sympathy is superior, empathy is superior. Empathy is one superior. So in Bhagavad Gita it's called the Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma, empathic soul. One who can see that. Therefore, the Vaishnava is called Para Dukha Dukhi. He is able to, right from the tiniest of the creatures to the biggest of the creatures, the Vaishnava can clearly see the Atma Tattva seated in the body. And by seeing quality one with the Lord, there are many advantages to this. If you see them in one in quality with the Lord, then you respect them because the Lord is Satchidananda. The Jivas are also Satchidananda. For example, somebody looks ugly externally. For example, say our Ashtavakra. He is twisted in 8 places. But if you look at him, will anybody laugh at him? Nobody can laugh at him because he's a very enlightened sage. Correct, no? Like one boy was telling in one of the NITs when Great Chaitanya Prabhu had come to the college for giving a one-time program. And he was, of course, he has this, what do you call it? Crutch. He has a crutch and he's walking. Some boys are looking, who is this? He's a monk. Why he has this crutch? Why is he not healthy in the body? Hands like that. Why he's not proper? So he was limping. He went to the stage. But the moment he sat, there were practically 1,000 youth sitting. And he started the lecture. Everybody forgot his bodily deformities, or bodily limitations. The moment he opened the eyes, everybody clapped hands and they laughed. They answered the questions. And he just transported them to another plane. Correct, no? So by dint of his presentation of philosophy, he made them forget the externals. Correct, no? Similarly, if you read Bhagavad Gita regularly, and then you start seeing all the living entities as souls, then we will not be overly concerned with the external limitations. Somebody may have, external deformity. Somebody is black, somebody is white, somebody is stout, somebody is thin, somebody is tall, somebody is short. How does it make any difference? You have to see the quality of their life. Correct, no? What type of life they are leading, what type of character they possess, what is their, how sublime is their goal. And those things one has to see. So our modern day culture too much emphasizes on the externals, and therefore one shouldn't get caught up in the superficial external, because the external is what has caused wars in this world, between Jews and the Germans, between blacks and the whites, between Indians and Pakistanis. You will find that all the racial differences or nationalism and all has caused problem, because these are limited consciousness. It is not a Mahatma consciousness. Mahatma is actually a devotee who encompasses all living entities as Krishna's children. Maha Atma means he doesn't leave out any living entity. He will not cause harm even to a ant also. So in that stage, you cannot war with anybody. Like when Hare Krishna devotees first time put up the Rath Yatra, in America, the government had arranged for a lot of policemen, because they came to know that there will be a few hundreds of Hare Krishnas and there will be a mob or something. They had to send police. When police came, police saw they had no work to do. The police are walking with the parade, with the Rath Yatra parade. Women were on one side, men on one side, very beautifully dancing, singing, playing instruments. Smoothly the parade went. And then the prasadam was distributed. And everybody, all Hare Krishnas were so friendly. And the policeman gave a report that, sir, I don't know why we were sent, so many of us. Because, there was no work for us. Because generally people think if a crowd of people come, like a procession or something, they can raise a flag, yell, shout. They have this, what do you call it? They hold, huh? Yeah, the rally kind of thing. They hold big boards and everything, and they protest. Hamari maangen ki purti karo, and that kind of thing. They thought. But here there was nobody protesting. Everybody was peacefully dancing. Because that's what Prabhupada says in the spiritual life. You have a spiritual oneness. Because what is that oneness? Everybody is aham bija. Everybody is child of God. You don't discriminate. Yeah. Actually, sometimes even in ISKCON, people may say, hey, he's a foreign devotee. He's an Indian devotee. Hey, he's a Hindi devotee. He's an English devotee. He's an educated devotee. He's a literate devotee. Why they make the differences? Because what are they saying? Externals. They're saying external. If you see the soul, you will not mind. See our Sripa Seva, how beautiful classic is. Correct, no? Don't you think our educated people can hear and appreciate it? Yeah. So one has to see the content, spiritual content of a person. Why should we see the superficial differences? So therefore, this oneness seeing is very great. So one has two things. Two advantages I told you. One is by not seeing the externals, we can actually dissolve all the superficial material barriers which create differences between people. Correct? That's one advantage. Another advantage I told you is you can develop detachment from women very easily. Because you see that, for example, you are eating, they are also eating. You are sleeping, they are sleeping. You get headache, stomachache, they also get headache, stomachache. You pass through urine, everything, they also pass through everything. Correct? No? And you are suffering from birth, old age, disease, death. That body is also suffering birth, old age, disease, death. And so from a bodily point of view, is there any difference if you see? And if you see from the soul point of view also, it's similar. Only thing is some psychophysical nature differences may be there between the two, which is also superfluous to the soul. But the driver who is sitting is similar in that body and this body. So therefore, the brahmacharis who understand that in the woman's body also there is a soul sitting who can have a purusha bhava. They may speak very sweetly and say that give this facility to us. They may speak very much, Prabhuji, Prabhuji. We want that room. They can fight. Correct. So because God has created their body in such a way that they may speak very nicely and get their work done. On the other hand, the jiva situated in the man's body may say, Prabhu, why this room cannot be given to us? We are doing program every week or something like he may ask. But a woman very sweetly asks, people think, oh, Mataji is so respectful or something. But ultimately both can have Purusha Bhava, exploiting mentality. And both can have Seva Bhava also. It's not that, you understand? Both can have Seva Bhava and both can have Purusha Bhava. So our Shukadeva could see like that. He could see that woman, man, no difference. Even animals, birds, all the bodies, wherever there is a Chetan Jeev, it's called reverence for all life. Wherever there is life, we have to have reverence, respect. Some of us, in case right from young age we were not trained, we have a very bad quality of insulting other jivas, criticizing other jivas, finding fault with other jivas, because we bringing up may be bad. So easily we may find fault, easily we may criticize, easily we may blaspheme, easily we may disrespect, dishonor, but we may ourselves have expectation of respect from others. Therefore, our Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaches 8 types of respect. He says Varna Maryada, Ashram Maryada, says Bhakti Maryada, Guna Maryada, like that he says. Even if a Karmi man has some qualities, we should respect, he says. Like similar Vidya Maryada, if somebody has done doctorate or postdoctorate, although he might have done a material degree, still respect him for his education. Because if he becomes a devotee by your respect, is it not advantage? Similarly, a man is actually a practical godless fellow in your office, a colleague, but he's very well behaved. Good morning. How do you do? Have a nice day. Like that he speaks very nicely. Only thing is he never chants Hare Krishna. So what do you do with him? You fool. You don't chant Hare Krishna. You are good fun. I think you are no less than a cat or a dog. Can you say? You can't say that. Because you have to know that, he's very polite, well behaved, he has good qualities. So if you respect him for that, tomorrow he may become a devotee by your good behavior. So he says Guna Maryada, Vidya Maryada. Varna Maryada means if somebody is doing his occupation well and taking care of his wife and children and family and parents, so he's responsible by doing his Varna. So you should respect him for that, he says. Ashram Maryada, according to Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprasthanya, so one is given due respect for that also. So then there are more, I'll just show you. Yeah. See, he's saying Naramatra Maryada. If somebody has got a body only, human body, still you respect him. Hey, he's got human form of life, so you can respect him. Because human form is very, yeah. Then Sabhyatara Maryada, if he's a very cultured person. Then Raja Maryada, like, Nawab Hussain Shah was a Raja. Therefore, Sanatana Goswami and all Brahmanas got up and they respected him. Anybody who is holding a position as a king, he deserves to be respected for his position. Like somebody says, sannyasi is coming to temple. Immediately one has to offer obeisances. In this way, Raja Maryada. Somebody may, Sanatan can say, we are all Paramahamsa Vaishnavas and he is a cow flesh eater. They didn't say like that. Because he's holding a position, they respected him. Vidya Maryada, Guna Maryada, Varna Maryada, Ashram Maryada, and then Bhakti Maryada. Totally how many? Eight types of Maryada. Somebody is moral, he has good qualities. He may not be devotee, still you respect him. So, in this way, we have to cultivate respect for the. In this way, one who always sees all living entities as spiritual sparks. Spiritual sparks very beautiful because Krishna is beautiful, being his part and parcel. The spirit's soul is also very beautiful. Externally, somebody may look a little ugly, or he may have squint eyes, or he may have a fat body, but the soul is very beautiful always. Because one has obtained the material body as per his previous karma. Correct, no? But the spirit soul is always beautiful because it is part and parcel of Krishna and is spiritual. And is one in quality with the Lord, becomes a true knower of things. So if you see people as one in quality with the Lord, you will, as I told you, will develop detachment from opposite sex, seeing them as similar in quality to you. And you can also respect all living entities, I told you, correct? No? And if you see the difference in quantity with the Lord, like Lord is like a gold Meru Parvat and I am like a small ornament of gold, that will produce humility in us. Oh, Lord is so great. He is like an ocean, I am only a drop. So I am very tiny. So that can produce respect. So both aspects are important. Quantity aspect, we are tiny, quality in oneness. So both have their advantage. Therefore, he is saying, he becomes a true knower of things. And then what then can be illusion or anxiety for him? He is not under illusion. Dhiras tatra namuhyati. Only one is not a dhira. Here also, iti shushruma dhiranam yenas tatvichachakshire. So one who is in illusion is called the mudha. And one who is not in illusion is called as a amudha or a dhira. We call him. So who is a mudha? There are two types of mudhas. One mudha is one who thinks I am this body. Just like in the morning we go out of that NSC in sumo, early morning for student programs. When you go, you often find the dog comes running behind you. Wow, 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 wow. You've seen that? Why the dog comes running? He thinks sumo is a big animal. He thinks, yeah, he's my competitor. He thinks I am a small animal. Sumo is a, but he cannot see the driver sitting inside. He just sees only the vehicle. Similarly, those people who see only the material body and never see the soul, Atma Tattva, they are like mudhas. It's called just like the dog. They're foolish. So therefore, their arguments and fights and quarrels are based on superficial, external differences. Yeah. So then that is one illusion. Another type of mudata is to consider the jiva to be Supreme Lord. Like, if Krishna comes into this world, there are many people who argue, how can God come in this world? If God is coming into this world, then we are all gods. Because he is here, we are here, so we are all gods. If he is God, he must be God also. Some people say like that. Other people say that, you say that God has come into this world. That means he is also a thief like us. He is put in the jail. Is that correct? Both are illusion. This is another bigger muda than the previous muda also. He says, now, what is it? What he says? What is 9.11? Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. So one Buddha doesn't know difference between body soul. Another Buddha doesn't know difference between soul and super soul. So one who knows difference between body and soul is called as jnani. And one who knows difference between soul and super soul is called as, he has got a vishesha jnana. Sorry, jnana, vijnana and vishesha jnana. Three things Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, one verse it comes. Jnana means difference between body soul. Vijnana means difference between soul and super soul. And Vishesha Vijnana means relationship between soul and Bhagavan. Sweet five rasas. Vishesha Vijnana, he says. Jnana, Vijnana, Vishesha Vijnana. Vishesha Vijnana Viryavan. Like that there is one verse, Bhagavatam. Vinirduta Shesha Mano Malapuman Asanga Vijnana Vishesha Viryavan Yadangrimule Kritaketana Punar Na Samsritim Kleshavaham Prapadyate. Yeah, 4:21:32. Yeah, bubbles. See here. See, in this verse, the word Vijnana is specifically important. Jnana, knowledge of spiritual entity. One who understands I am not the body. And then he will say here further. See, understand explained here as Vishesha, Vijnana Vishesha. Lord says, therefore, the knowledge of him is Vijnan, either he says. Strengthened by scientific knowledge, either he says. Knowing the Lord further. Okay, let us proceed with the purport. Please read the purport.
Except for the Madhyama
See,
Adhikari.
na shochati, na kankshati. When you are in Brahma Bhuta stage, correct? No? In Brahma Bhuta stage, one is in that stage there is no illusion, there is no anxiety also. Why there is anxiety in the material world? Because we are in bodily consciousness, which produces material desires. And material desires make us chase after Maya in this world and get several varieties of miseries and sufferings. But one who has come to, like that verse is there, no? 2.71. Vihaya kaman yas sarvan pumamsh charati nisprugah nirmamo nirahankarah sashantim adigachati. It says, Vihaya kaman yas sarvan, one who has abandoned all his material desires. Pumamsh charati, he walks in this world. Nisprugah means without any aspirations or material desires. Nirmamo is no proprietorship. Nirahankara is no false ego. Sashantim adigachati, he attains lasting peace. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantima apnoti na kama kami. So this verse talks about the Naishtiki Shanti, or everlasting peace. So he is like an ocean which is undisturbed by the rivers flowing and flowing out. So the Jnani. These two verses, 2.71, 72. So the same. So first person, he goes beyond illusion and anxiety in this world, and therefore they try to go to the platform. But the problem is what? You can't be in the platform without taking shelter of Krishna for a long time. The world, again, for Jnani, Yogi and all, they will fall back again. Like he says, patanti adho, anadrate vishmadangraya. So, right now, here the emphasis is on this point, that one should see the living entities as spiritual sparks, in quality one with the Lord. Then you become a true knower. For such a person, tatra ko moha, ka shoka. Where is illusion and where is anxiety for him? Yeah. Go ahead, purport.
Except for the Madhyama Adhikari and Uttama Adhikari discussed above, no one can correctly see the spiritual position of a living being. Yeah,
that means Madhyama Adhikari can see in true knowledge. See, what is the difference between Madhyama and Uttama? Madhyama has understanding and Uttama has realization while seeing the things. For example, you can, if I give you a printed circuit board, if you are electronics, how many of electronics communication engineers here? Yeah, correct. No, you can see the PCB, correct? No, capacitors, diodes, triodes, on the circuit. So when you see it, you can understand. Imagine if somebody else sees this, sees the same. Correct? Now imagine if a lawyer is seeing it or a doctor is seeing it. It just can't make much sense to them. Or farmer is seeing it, because you are seeing it with the eyes of a electronics engineer. Correct? No? Similarly, you go to garden. Like our devotees are thinking, if you put Jandu throughout there, Jandu will come. One brahmachari was telling. Correct? No? When the gardener, when the gardener came, a specialist came, and Mali said, hey, every flower comes only in certain seasons. Actually, it's very comfortable to have Jandu throughout the year, but it don't come like that. It only comes in certain season. So many things we have to do. Yeah. But Krishna's creation is such that, different seasonal flowers are there. But Mali knows it, because he sees with that eye. We don't have that eye because we are engineers. Correct? We may not have that knowledge. Correct? You are not agricultural specialist or something. Correct? No? Similarly, catering. Correct? No? If you go to the kitchen, as soon as little it burns, there are people with a long nose. They can immediately say it's burning. Immediately, yeah. But other people say, no, I don't see anything because the nose is cold or something. They can't. Correct? No? So you need expertise in that. In cooking, if you have expertise, you will know. Other people will think everything is all right, but a very intelligent cook knows this is not up to the standard today. Correct? No? Some very intelligent people are there who can taste and say that, Prabhuji, it's all right. So it is. It's not a high class. So in the same manner, so whether it is gardening, whether it is kitchen, whether it is electronics, circuit or something, you need to see them with eyes. Similarly, if you have a spiritual vision, you see the whole world filled with Krishna's children, all occupying different bodies. One of your brother is occupying the body of a dog or a squirrel or a tree. Different jivas are occupying different bodies. That's the way one should see. So in this way, one should, one gets the Shastra Chakshu. So Madhyamadhikari can see through the eyes of the Shastra. But Uttamadhikari is one who is used to seeing like that for a prolonged period of time. So he's so used to seeing like that, he stops seeing them from a bodily point of view. He only sees them as they are all Krishnadas or Krishnadasi, servants of Krishna. They are very dear to Krishna. Because they are devotees, they are all worshipable. And look at their inclination. And anywhere Uttamadhikari goes, he can immediately relate that particular incident to Krishna consciousness. Immediately. So that type of realization he will get. Go ahead.
Except for the Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari discussed above, no one can correctly see the spiritual position of a living being. The living entities are qualitatively one with the Supreme Lord, just as the sparks of a fire are qualitatively one with the fire. Yet, sparks are not fire as far as quantity is concerned, for the quantity of heat and light present in the sparks is not equal to that in fire.
Yeah, like I told you about the drop of water in the ocean. A drop doesn't have waves. Drop cannot wreck a ship. A drop has a little quantity of salt in the ocean. But if you take the whole ocean, the ocean has waves. The ocean could even wreck the ship, a big ship. What is the name? Titanic. The ocean has glaciers. The ocean also, has huge quantity of salt. So there's a clear difference between ocean and the drop. And the similarity is the proportion of the salt. The percentage of salt is same, but the quantity is different. So in this way, you can compare an ocean and a drop of water, or you can compare the big fire like sun and a small spark of fire. If a small spark of fire you can extinguish even with a glass of water. If you pour a glass of water and a small spark of fire, it will be extinguished. But in sun, you pour even buckets of water. Nothing will happen to sun. So Krishna is called Gunatit or Mayatit, and we can become Mayavash. Correct? No? There is a verse which says, Sanyasi Chitkana Jiva Kirana Karna Sama Shadaishwarya Purna Krishna Hoya Surya Upama. He's saying Krishna is like the sun who is Shadaishwarya Purna, whereas the Jiva is like a small Kana, Chitkana. Jiva means very tiny. We have also opulence, but our opulence is very limited, he's saying. Go ahead.
The Mahabhagavata, the great devotee, sees oneness in the sense that he sees everything as the energy of the Supreme Lord. Since there is no difference between the energy and the energetic, there is the sense of oneness. Although from the analytical point of view, heat and light are different from fire, there is no meaning to the word fire without heat and light. In synthesis, therefore, heat, light and fire are the same.
Yeah, so like sun and sunlight, you can call them as same and different. Both you can call them, correct? No? Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur had one very beautiful verse. He says, I'll tell you. The second line, remember. Radha Verahita, Krishna Nahi Mani. He saying. Atapa Rakita, Surya Nahi Jani, Radha Verahita, Krishna Nahi Mani. Like that he's saying. Atapa Verahita means what? Without the heat and light, I don't consider the sun to be a sun. Similarly, without Radharani, I don't consider, I don't worship that Krishna who is standing without Radharani. Like that he says. Which means Radharani is Shakti and Krishna is Shaktiman. Radha Shakti and Krishna Shaktiman. Like that there is one verse also. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Duyi Vastu Bhedanai Shastra Pramana. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila 4.96.
Sri Radha is the full power and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are not different as evidenced by the revealed scriptures.
One more example is giving. Mrigamada Tara Gandha Yaiche Avicheda Agni Jwala Te Yaiche Kabu Nahi Bheda. Two examples, Kasturi and Kasturi smell, sun and sunlight. Two examples is giving for Shaktiman and Shakti. That's the example is giving. Yeah. Radha Krishna Eche Sada Eka Iswarupa Leela Rasa Aswadite Dhare Dui Rupa.
Thus Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes.
So there is one Shruti shloka also called Shakti Shakti Matayor Abhedaha, which means Shakti and Shaktiman are non-different. Like you have seen Ardhanarishwar, you have seen Shiva and Parvati, half body you have seen. Like the Shakti Shaktiman are one, like Radha and Krishna are one, and also Lakshmi and Narayan. Lakshmi often resides in the chest of Narayana as a golden hair. Like you find here also, you find Sri Devi and Bhudevi in the chest of Lord Narayana, you will see. So she has a residing place in Narayana, but sometimes she comes out and massages the feet of Narayana also. So there is oneness and difference, both are explained. Go ahead.
In this mantra, the words Ekatvam Anupashyataha indicate that one should see the unity of all living entities.
Let me say one more important thing, very important thing. Prabhupada says, all of us, when we take birth in this world, In our body, the blood of the father is flowing, Prabhupada says. So the son's body is made from the mother's and father's body, like the Prabhupada says. The composition of your body is made up of mother and father. So there is a oneness between the father and the son, like the Prabhupada is saying. In the same manner, the father is Sachidananda Vigraha, Krishna, and we also have Sachidananda Vigraha. And whatever qualities he has, we have them in minor proportion. So, and then Prabhupada goes on to say, there is one class of people who say that we are totally different from God. God is the greatest, Dvaita. God is the greatest, and we are, no way you can compare the Jiva to God. This is one category of people. And therefore they say you can't even see God on your own. And no matter how much tapasya you do, he's inaccessible, anirvachaniya, like that they say he cannot be described, he cannot be seen. There's another category who says that you and God are same only. Who is that? Mayavadis. But Vaishnava philosophy is Achintya Beda Beta, which means, God and Jiva are one, but one in what? One in quality, and one in spirit, and one in consciousness, one in unity, one in their desires. That type of oneness Lord Chaitanya taught. In this way, Chaitanya's philosophy doesn't say Jiva and God are totally different. It doesn't say Jiva and God are totally one. Like Jesus said, I and my Father are one. Jesus said. So what is the meaning of that? I and my Father are one. Doesn't mean you mix their flesh together and make one lump of flesh. Say Father and Son has become one. It's not like that. What do you say? I and Father are one means I align with my Father's will, and I don't act independently. That's the meaning of that. Go ahead. In this mantra. Now that point is going to come now as we proceed. Yeah.
In this mantra, the words Ekatvam Anupashyatah indicate that one should see the unity of all living entities from the viewpoint of the revealed scriptures. The individual sparks of the Supreme Whole, the Lord, possesses almost 80% of the known qualities of the whole, but they are not quantitatively equal to the Supreme Lord. These qualities are present in minute quantity, for the living entity is but a minute part and parcel of the Supreme Whole. To use another example, the quantity
another
of
analogy. Salt, they give an example there. Okay.
The quantity of salt present in a drop is never comparable to the quantity of salt present in the complete ocean, but the salt present in the drop is qualitatively equal in chemical composition to all the salt present in the ocean. If the individual living being were equal to the Supreme Lord both qualitatively and quantitatively, there would be no question of his being under the influence of the material energy.
This is a great challenge to the Mayavadis. We can ask, if you say you are Supreme Brahman, how can Supreme Brahman come under the clutches of Maya? We can ask this question to them, isn't it? Like Prabhupada saw in a train, one fellow was catching his tooth. He was shouting. And he's a Mayavadi Guruji. Big Guruji, famous, he has thousands of followers. Then Prabhupada told his disciples, see, he's saying he's God. Why is God having toothache? God has come under the control of a toothache. What kind of God is this God? Prabhupada asked. So, you will see that although they claim to be one with God, they are under the control of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. And also they are under the clutches of Maya, Maya body. But Krishna says, if somebody thinks Krishna has a body like you and me, then he is a Muda, 9.11. Correct, I says. Also 7.24 also. Avyaktam yaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayah param bhava majananto mama buddha maheshwaram mamabhyayam anuttamam. As he says. So, if somebody thinks God was impersonal before and then now he became personal, and then if somebody thinks like that, he's saying he is a Abuddhaya, he's saying. He doesn't even say less intelligent. He says, Abuddha, no intelligence only. That's what he's saying. In that 7.24 he says. Yeah. At least the Devata worshippers are called Alpamedasa. These people are called Abuddhaya. Completely, yeah.
In the previous mantras, it has already been discussed that no living being, not even the powerful demigods, can surpass the Supreme Being in any respect.
See, demigods are also jivas like you and me, but they're highly empowered. Although they're highly empowered, up to the order of Shiva also, but nobody can surpass them. It is said, no, Anedajekam manasoja viyo nahinad deva apnuvan purvamarishat. Says, no, Taddavatonyanatyeti tishtat tasminnapo matarishvadadati. So all of them are competing with the Lord and running, but nobody is able to catch up with him. And we read from the Upanishad also, correct, no? Go ahead. Yeah.
Therefore, Ekatvam does not mean that a living being is equal in all respects to the Supreme Lord.
Now Mayavadis may catch this word Ekatvam in this verse and say, see, it says here, Ekatvam Anupashyata, one should see oneness. Okay, this is not the oneness that Mayavadis are imagining. This oneness is a different oneness, which Prabhupada is beautifully going to explain now. Yeah.
It does, however, indicate that in a broader sense, there is one interest. Just as in a family, the interest of all members is one, or in a nation, the national interest is one, although there are many different individual citizens. Since the living entities are all members of the same Supreme Family, their interest and that of the Supreme Being are not different.
Yeah. So, you can finish the whole para, then we'll...
Every living being is the son of the Supreme Being. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.5, all living creatures throughout the universe, including birds, reptiles, ants, aquatics, trees, and so on, are emanations of the marginal potency of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, all of them belong to the family of the Supreme Being. There is no clash of interest.
Yeah, this is a very important paragraph. In fact, all religions, they concur in this one teaching. What is it? Like you see Christians in Bible, it is said, "Oh Lord, thy will be done, not my will." So accepting Lord's will as ultimate, knowing that it is for the welfare of everybody, that is considered the highest religion. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja, Krishna says. If you align with my will and surrender, you will become glorious, and you can do great glorious things for the world also. Like you find our Muslims used to say, Inshallah. Inshallah means what? Whatever Allah desires, let it happen. Like our Bhakti Thakur, if somebody would ask him, is there a program in town planning hall tomorrow evening? We heard about the program. Immediately he will say that, yes, there is a program, if Lord wills. Whether he will say. Because which means, although we have planned the program, whether it will happen or not is in whose hands? Krishna's hands. So he would leave it to the Lord ultimately. So you will find that great souls have this nature of depending on the Lord's will. So in one of the verses, very beautifully, in the Kunti section, you will, I'll just check it if I can locate it 1 minute. Yeah, please read this.
All the members of the family of the Pandavas were completely dependent on the protection of the Lord, and therefore the Lord protected all of them in all circumstances. The Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely upon him is especially looked after by the Lord. The father is more attentive to the little son who is exclusively dependent on the father.
Okay, now in the material world, if you are dependent, it's considered abominable. Like imagine if you ask a boy, hey, what are you doing? He says, I'm just staying with those boys. Okay, that's all right, but are you working or studying? So my studies are over, I'm looking for a job. Immediately what people think in the mind? Oh, he doesn't have a job. They immediately disrespect him. And then they will ask him, but how are you living? He will say, I know my friends are giving me loan every month. I take 2,000 from him, 2,000 from him. That's how. Okay, how long are you searching for a job? Last 6 months, he says. Then respect goes even more down. That means he's too much dependent on other boys for his food and even for his clothing, even for his living there. So in the material life, dependence is very condemnable. The material life. In spiritual life, it is just the opposite. The more you're dependent on the Lord, you're most glorified in spiritual life. Now we will see. This is on.
The Pandavas are most fortunate because with all good luck, they were entirely dependent on the mercy of the Lord.
See, when there's good luck, do people depend on the Lord? Then everything goes very nicely in this world. People forget the Lord, correct? No, but Pandavas are always dependent on the Lord. Go ahead.
In the material world, to be dependent on the mercy of someone else is the utmost sign of misfortune.
Correct, that's what I told you just now, correct? No? Material world, yeah.
But in the case of our transcendental relation with the Lord, it is the most fortunate case when we can live completely dependent on Him. The material disease is due to thinking of becoming independent of everything.
So scientists want to become independent of everything without surrendering to the Lord. See, for example, in this room, if it is very hot, what would a scientist do to make this room comfortable? They'll put AC. That means they want to make the miserable material world into a happy material world without depending on Lord. That's the meaning of a scientist. That's what they try to do. And they also try to stop old age. They try to stop death. But ultimately, mrityu sarva arashaham. Their lives are taken away. They foolishly died, not knowing where are they going. So, in this way, by not depending on God, the living entities run here and there to make themselves more and more free. Correct, no? So that's what he's saying. Read further.
But the cruel material nature does not allow us to become independent. The false attempt to become independent of the stringent laws of nature is known as material advancement of experimental knowledge.
Correct, yeah.
The whole world, material world, is moving on this false attempt of becoming independent of the laws of nature.
And then it goes on with example and all. And then here he will say, but the highest goal
of human civilization is to work hard under the guidance of the Lord and become completely dependent on Him.
Yeah. So I prepared a topic based on this. The topic is work with valor or be dependent on the Lord. What is the correct understanding? Should we work with our valor or should we become dependent on the Lord? We have to combine both. Do your best and let Krishna do the rest. Like Arjuna is telling Krishna, take the ropes of the chariot. And then you draw the chariot and take wherever you want, Krishna. And then you tell me what I should do. And then who will fight? I will fight. Then the Prabhupada says, does Arjuna say, okay, Krishna, I'm handing over my life to you. Take this ropes, you drive the chariot. I'm going to sleep in the chariot. Does he do that? He doesn't do. So Arjuna takes the initiative also. In the same manner, we all should work, but we should know that the fruits which will come is not in our hands. It's in Lord. Therefore, we are dependent on the Lord for the fruits. Therefore, you will see here, Prabhupada will say further when you go here, you will say, you can say this. See here, Prabhupada is saying here, see this one. Pandavas were ideal.
Pandavas were the ideal executors of this standard of civilization. Undoubtedly, they were completely dependent on the goodwill of Lord Sri Krishna, but they were not idle parasites of the Lord.
It's not that they say we are all dependent devotees, so we will just go to eat and sleep. Lord will do everything. They don't say that.
They were all highly qualified, both by personal character and by physical activities. Still, they always looked for the mercy of the Lord because they knew that every living being is dependent by constitutional position. The perfection of life is therefore to become dependent on the will of the Lord instead of becoming falsely independent in the material world. Those who try to become falsely independent of the Lord are called anatha, or without any guardian, whereas those who are completely dependent on the will of the Lord are called sanatha, or those having someone to protect them. Therefore, we must try to be sanatha so that we can always be protected from the unfavorable condition of material existence.
So 3 things we have learned in this purport now. First thing is, all living entities in this world want to be supremely independent. But who is supremely independent? Anybody knows? There's only one person who is supremely independent. Krishna. And what is he called by the name? Swarat. The first verse of 1.1.1 Bhagavatam. But living entities want to become Swarat. What does that mean? They want to become like Krishna. That's why they're called imitators. They're called imitators. That's the first point Prabhupada says. Hiranyakashipu tried to imitate the Lord. Bali Maharaj tried to imitate. And now you find, after that, many other fellows. Alexander wanted to usurp the whole world. He wanted to become Sarvalokameshwaram. He tried. Many fellows have come and gone like that. And modern day scientists also. They want to escape the miseries of the threefold miseries of Durga without surrendering to. See, Krishna says, Mameviya prapadyante maya metam sarandite. But they want to be free from Maya, but not by surrendering to Krishna. So that is the first point Prabhupada is making. So in spiritual life, if you are independent, you are condemnable because ya Shastri mutsrijya vartate kamakarata nasasiddhim avapnoti nasukam paramgatim. In this world or in the next world, you will not be happy by becoming independent. So in spiritual life, if somebody says, Prabhu, I am under the mentorship of so and so, or he is my spiritual master, whatever he says, I will do. If somebody is asking you, Prabhu, can you accomplish this? Prabhu, it's all my Guru's mercy. It's all Krishna's mercy. I will try from my side. If somebody says he's considered very glorious, correct, no? On the other hand, if somebody is proud of one's own abilities in spiritual life, that is considered despicable, abominable. That's the first point Prabhupada says. Second point he says is about the Pandavas. Were Pandavas weak in their abilities or they were powerful? Powerful. By character and religious principles, they are powerful. In valor, chivalrous nature, they are powerful. Every one of them was world champion. But they always depended on the mercy of the Lord. That's the second point Prabhupada says. Third point he says, if you depend on the mercy of the Lord, you are called Sanat. And if you become independent like a street dog, you are called Anath. So I loved this purport, 1837, very nice it is. Okay, now let's go ahead, read further. So now comes the point here. What is described here is 2 examples are given here. See, in a family, if everybody aligns with the father's will, it's a very happy family, correct, no? So father is saying, let's all go to Mayapur for a yatra. And, the son says, no, I would like to go for a European tour. He says. And the wife says, no, my sister is in Australia. I would like to go to Australia. So is it a family with, aligned desires? Everybody says, you go your way, I will go my way. Independent-minded family. So it's not a happy family. Correct, no? Like in homes nowadays, they have 4 television, rich families. Why? Because everybody wants to see different channels. You have your channel, I have my channel, you have this channel. Everybody has that channel. Correct, no? But therefore, a family that prays together, stays together. A family that sings together, clings together. A family that dances together, advances together. Correct, no? So, why Prabhupada put up this kind of program here in ISKCON temples? Morning, everybody comes together and dances together. Then they can advance together. Everybody chants together. Everybody hears together. And we have classes together. So, the togetherness creates Priti Lakshanam. That's the secret of Priti Lakshanam. So, that unity is what makes the spiritual world very beautiful. Like when Lord Krishna saw the gopis, became a little proud that Krishna is dancing only with me. They thought like that. That moment, Krishna vanished from their side. For several reasons. One of the reasons Krishna later on said, you gopis thought that I am only with you, so you did not care for the other gopis. Therefore, I wanted all of you to be united in sorrow. As that he said. So Gopi Gitam is sung with a sorrowful heart. But they all became united because all of them had some common denominator. What was it? Krishna separation. So she felt separation, I felt separation, she felt separation, everybody is feeling separation. So they became united. So that was one reason Krishna vanished, to create a unity between them. And also to not make them independent of each other or become competitive with each other or think oneself better than the others. So Krishna wanted to make them humble. So these are all lessons for us, not for them. For us, we have to learn these lessons. So in this way, that unity Krishna brought about in the rasa dance. When he vanished from the sight and then he reappeared. When he vanished from them, they all actually developed a sympathy for each other. Oh, even this gopi is weeping, that gopi is weeping. So and then seeing her weeping, the others felt sympathy for her. In this way, we all, when we live as a group of Vaishnavas also, if you have sympathy for each other and helpfulness for each other, cooperation with each other, willingness to bend our opinions and become adaptable, flexible, understandable, willing to listen. So these are the qualities which can bring about unity in any place, correct? No, but generally you find those who become educated, they tend to think that especially jnani type people, those who are intellectually driven, they like seclusion, recluse, they like to be independent. I me mine, they are like a frog in the well. They prefer that. It has been generally seen like that. So Prabhupada created this society so that we can put aside our stigma, our own independent attitudes, and then come together, stay as because the Vaishnava philosophy, you will see that this the Hichada festival. Is everybody doing their own festival or they're coming together? You will see everybody coming together, correct? No, the Hichada festival, Rath Yatra, again gathering together. Everybody coming together. See, one Westerner has made this.
More than 500,000 Indians made pilgrimage to Puri, south of Calcutta, for the Jagannath Calf Festival, one of the holiest observances of the Hindu religion. The worshippers believe that a visit to Puri at this time will ensure an eternity of bliss in the hereafter. 3 huge carts, 45 feet high, are dragged to the temple on the chief day of the festival to the chanting of the holy mendicants, the sadhus. All who can afford it buy rosaries before the ritual moves towards its climax. More than 800 years ago, there was built to the memory of the Hindu Lord Jagannath, the temple renowned throughout India. The Lion Gate is opened each year on the appointed day for priests to bring out the Sudarshan Chakra, the wooden log with which the Hindu god Krishna used to destroy his enemies. And after that, to be placed on the great carts, they carry the 3 idols of the Jagannath temple. First, the representation of Jagannath's sister, Hindus hold that to see the idols ensures admission to heavenly existence in the life beyond, and spares them the ordeal of another spell on earth. Next is born the image of Balarama, the Lord Jagannath's brother. Only the priests are allowed to hoist the idols onto the carts. Priests try to obtain one of the flowers which have decorated the idols. To possess one is an aid to salvation. Finally, the representation of the Lord Jagannath himself appears from the temple. The first part of the ritual is now accomplished. The great carts with the 3 idols are to be hauled 1.5 miles to the Garden of Pleasure. During the next 8 days, they will remain there, so that hundreds of thousands may pay homage. All who can press forward try for the privilege of pulling on the ropes. For the time being, the world, with its joys and sorrows, is forgotten in the religious ecstasy of the festival. And the cars slowly advance along the highway, said to be the widest street in India. Western peoples can only marvel at the profound faith which moves devout millions in the timeless East.
You heard even there, we can only marvel, he's saying. Correct, no? They can only marvel. So you can see how unity is there in this function, correct, no? How they all play this in a symphony, yeah. Together they play, and then the lifting Jagannath Baldev Subhadra to the cart. Actually, devotion service is performed like this. It's done collectively by several. In the spiritual world also, it's like that. Therefore, here he's saying it's like one family or like one nation. Like our Prime Minister is saying, everybody should give a 500 rupee note. Everybody has to cooperate, correct? One point of time. So you will find all the nation follows the norms. There are codes. But those who are lawbreakers, they are put in the jail, isn't it? What for? To reform, so that they can again align. The whole goal is to bring everybody back to one alignment. Now somebody may say, why only God will say the rule and we have to follow? Why not I propose my rule? Because we are impure, because we are tiny. We don't have, and he is a well-wisher of every jiva. We are not. You can see that in this world, we have our favorites. This is my blood relative and that is not my relative. This is my caste person. That is another caste person. He's my countryman. He's correct, no? So in this way, you will see, because we distinguish between jivas, we have no right to push our opinion as the ultimate opinion. Correct, no? So, but Lord is completely free from all this kind of superficial observations, identification. He sees every jiva as his child. Therefore, we should study about the Lord's qualities, like seeing all jivas equally, and also Krishna is giving food and water even for the atheists also in this world. You can see that. Such a compassion. Now, what is that? Matra prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya, it is said. Most merciful is. So, simply looking at the nature, you can see his merciful nature, his compassionate nature, and how many ways he is coming and trying to recover the jivas. So, he only has the right to own the jivas and guide the jivas and make a supreme plan that will work for all the jivas. And the foolish jivas want to be independent of him and then they want to make their own plan. Like in our Pune, when I was traveling, I saw one shop. The name of the shop is My Own Planet. Krishna has his Golaka planet, so this fellow wants his own planet. This is a jiva. See, the independent jiva. So is he happy in the My Own Planet? That is the situation. So therefore, this paragraph talks about unity in a nation or unity in a family. Like you can see Rasa dance, everybody is unitedly dancing in a similar formation. So like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made circles, correct, no? 4 circles in the front, 2 in the side, and 1 behind. And every circle has got a lead singer, lead kirtani, lead dancer and everything. So it's actually Sankirtan is a very organized performance for the pleasure of Jagannath. Correct, no? Like here also, everything is organized, correct, no? Bringing Jagannath, bringing Baladev. Who will bring Jagannath? Who will bring Baladev? Who will take them up in the chariot? And the playing people, they all are trained. Everybody unitedly performs. Like if they show the red flag, you have to stop the chariot. If they show green, you have to pull. So one thing is, those who align with this wonderful function, they are even charming the heart of foreigners. Correct, no? Foreigners are amazed. They say, Americans can only marvel, seeing the united. Such profound faith of the people. People are stunned by watching this. Yeah. Read the next paragraph.
The spiritual entities are meant for enjoyment, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra.
One point here: all living creatures throughout the universe, including birds, reptiles, ants, aquatic species, so on, are emanations of the marginal potency. So the spiritual world is also a very big family, where Radharani is a mother and Krishna is a father, and all living creatures are children. It's a very beautiful family, sweet family, where everybody is united and they align with Lord's will. And the scripture abounds with examples for this. Like Privrat Maharaj aligned with the will of Brahma. Correct? No? Prithu Maharaj and Indra pastime. Prithu Maharaj gave up his idea of performing 100 sacrifices and aligned with the will of Brahma and Lord Vishnu. And Arjuna had made a plan not to fight the battle in the beginning. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, hearing what he did, Karishye Vachana Tava. She aligned with the will. You will find like this. So there are many examples we can give from Bhagavatam and Mahabharata, Ramayana. Like Bharat, when he met Lord Rama in the forest, he had no plan to take the rule of Ayodhya. But after hearing Ram and the order of Ram, he agreed to go back and take care of the Ayodhya for about 14 years. Correct, no? He aligned with the will of Ram. So spiritual life is all about, this one main point about aligning with the will of Guru and Krishna. Because if this alignment is failed, everything else becomes null and void. So this is the ekatvam we want. Ekatvam manupashyataha. So, like, Prabhupada once was speaking to his disciples and he said, my intelligence and your cooperation. Prabhupada said, not my cooperation, your intelligence. Because Prabhupada disciples were very young. Isn't it? They're fighting sometimes. You Americans, you are fighting spirit, Prabhupada said. Don't fight like this. I am telling you what to do. Just do it. I am supplying you intelligence and you cooperate with me. The movement will come out very nice. Now, you guys, if you put your intelligence, you will spoil the whole thing. Correct? No? Therefore, you just follow the parampara. And so in this way, Prabhupada used to request. So if people align with Prabhupada's will, the society would boom like anything. So in any society, whether it is Sri Vaishnavas or whether it is ISKCON or any organization, it's all ultimately every jiva is one small spiritual unit. Correct, no? Endowed with some amount of energy, capacity to do work. If all the jivas agree to align, they all come together with the common vision of what Prabhupada wanted, then our society can progress very fast. Otherwise, it's like boat race, 5 people are doing like this, other 5 in the front are doing like this. Then how much the boat will go? It won't go at all. It will be in the same place. We are just cancelling. Correct, no? So should we cancel each other's energy, or should we create a synergy? Synergy means 1 plus 1 is 11. That is synergy. Yeah, go ahead.
The spiritual entities are meant for enjoyment, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra 1.1.12. Anandamayo Abhyasat. By nature and constitution, every living being, including the Supreme Lord and each of his parts and parcels, is meant for eternal enjoyment. The living beings who are engaged in the material tabernacle are constantly seeking enjoyment, but they are seeking it on the wrong platform.
So we had one topic called is youth meant for enlightenment or enjoyment? So most of the students will say that it's meant for enjoyment. This is a time for enjoying when we are young people. So our answer for this topic is the youth should be engaged for enlightened enjoyment. For example, instead of smoking a cigarette and taking in the pollution inside, one can smell the beauty of the agarbatti offered to the Lord, isn't it? Or the incense, the scent offered to the Lord, isn't it? Instead of eating pani puri in the side of the road and unhygienic food, or instead of eating the junk food, one should eat the prasadam of the Lord. So in this way, we are not stopping people's enjoyment. We are providing enlightened enjoyment. Correct? Enlightened enjoyment. So if you very carefully analyze our Krishna consciousness movement, you will see we are enjoying more than outsiders also. Because outsiders never eat the way we eat prasad. You will see that. In Islam, correct? No? Outsiders, poor fellows, they are rotting. What kind of food they eat in the hostels, you can see that. Correct? No? In the same manner, the respectability given to devotees in ISKCON, Vanchakalpatarupesh, and people offering obeisances, who will do it in the college? Think about it. On your birthday, they will kick on your back, isn't it? So think about every level, physical level, emotional level, mental level, intellectual level, spiritual level. Think of each of it. When you analytically study it, you will see the society is a very fine society. It is a refined society. Even for our intelligence, we are studying such books where so much depth of understanding, knowledge about life now and life forever. So much is there in Gita Bhagavatam. So therefore, foolish people think that the spiritualists will come and deprive me of enjoyment. Therefore, they fear. Hey, no, we won't come for the classes because they tell us to don't do this, don't do that. But they don't know that, we are actually telling people to follow Patya. Just like Prabhupada says, you should not eat pakoda, bhaji and all when you have a typhoid or something. It's like that. Actually, we prohibit that which is harmful and we promote that which is healthy. Correct, no? That's what he's saying. It's not that one shouldn't enjoy, but one should not enjoy in a wrong platform. That is foolishness. Read it.
Apart from the material platform is the spiritual platform, where the Supreme Being enjoys himself with his innumerable associates. On that platform, there is no trace of material qualities, and therefore that platform is called Nirguna. On the Nirguna platform, there is never a clash over the object of enjoyment. Here in the material world, there is always a clash between different individual beings.
Or even clash between one family and another, one caste and another, one state and another. Like in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka had a clash over the Kaveri river. They had a clash also. Or one state and another state, or one country and another country, or war between two continents also. So material world, therefore 1.1.2, Srimad Bhagavatam says, this world is full of competitions and quarrels. And why they quarrel? For resources. Like America wants oil, then they will fight with Iran, right? No? So they want to loot Iran and then overpower Iran by their army power or whatever. So in this way, you will find that different countries have quarrels, wars based on, encroaching on others' resources like that. So in the material world, there is no, there is always a clash of interest. Go ahead.
Because here the proper center of enjoyment is missed. The real center of enjoyment is the Supreme Lord, who is the center of the sublime and spiritual rasa dance. We are all meant to join him and enjoy life with him with one transcendental interest and without any clash. That is the highest platform of spiritual interest, and as soon as one realizes this perfect form of oneness, there can be no question of illusion, moha, or lamentation, shoka.
See, in material life, for example, say you are sitting for an interview, another more intelligent boy comes and sits, then you will lose the job, and he gets the job. So then you become very morose. Hey, why this fellow came? If he was not there, I would have got the job. So shoka comes, isn't it? Initially, you came with the moha illusion that I will get this job, I will go abroad, I'll multiply the money from then this company to that company, I'll get promotion. With great hope and imagination and dream, you came there. But then another boy got the job, you get shoka. Correct? Now you get the lamentation. Similarly, you will find that, say, a boy is hankering to marry a very beautiful woman. He's thinking, I'll marry her. So there's hankering in the beginning. But then with great difficulty, he went to her father. Father said, you need a good job, otherwise I cannot give you my daughter. Then he struggled hard to get a very good job. Then he got 8 lakh or 10 lakh per annum. Then the father is ready to give her in marriage. Now he got married. Now he is happy and proud also. I got married to the girl whom I wanted. But after that, he has fear that, other men should not see her beauty. And then he has fear that she should not divorce me and go away with other men. And if she actually divorces him and goes, then he gets shoka. Correct, no? Initially, all this moha developed and finally ended up in Shoka, you will see. So if you see the material world, initially there is hankering, and when the hankering is fulfilled, pride comes, and at the same time fear also comes. That you are proud that I possess this. I heard a story of one king in abroad. He would bring all his, relatives and friends and everybody and show his kingdom. What are my opulences? See this, see my palace, see my swimming pool, see my this, see my that, everything. So after that, when he brought 20, 30 people like that, they all jointly hatched a plot and cut his head off. They killed him. They took over his kingdom. So his goal was to create envy in their heart by showing off. Correct, huh? But ultimately, instead of living a happy life, he himself was killed. You will see that. Material world is actually a cutthroat place like that. You will see that. Those who don't have it, they are hankering for it. Those who have got it, they are very proud. Those who lost it, they are lamenting. You will see that. In this way, the world is filled with pride and lamentation and hankering. That's material world he's talking about. But in Krishna consciousness, you will see. So you want to dance in kirtan. Are others allowed to dance or not? They cannot chant. So no, you want to take a bead bag and chant. Is there only one bead bag in the world? Everybody can have their own bead bag. And you can chant also. And also in the spiritual world, if you want to dance with Krishna, it's not that you took away Krishna, others cannot get Krishna. No. What Krishna can do? Can expand himself into millions of Krishna forms. So this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness, that you can dance, others can dance, you can chant, others can chant. You can possess Krishna, others can also possess Krishna. So in Krishna consciousness, there is no shoka, moha, bhaya and all that. For example, you fell in love with Krishna, in your heart. Can somebody take away your happiness? See, if you have a TV, you're watching a TV, a thief can come in the night and steal the TV and go away. Then shoka will come to you because it is stolen away. Therefore, you get shoka. Whereas, can somebody take away Krishna from your heart? They cannot take it. So therefore, one can see a clear difference between spiritual life and material life. You can see the difference. Go ahead.
A godless civilization arises from illusion, and the result of such a civilization is lamentation.
Powerful sentence it is. Actually, when people are in moha, what is moha? Prabhupada explains. Yesterday I was hearing one lecture. Prabhupada was telling. Somebody says, I am Indian. Somebody says, I am a Pakistani. And they both are fighting. One fellow is fighting for India, one fellow is fighting for Pakistan. They both are killed. And then the government trucks comes, they push both the body into the same lorry. Proper. And then you are dismissed, you are burnt in the graveyard. And India is no more yours and Pakistan is no more his. Both are gone. Both bodies are burnt away. This is moha, he says. Moha means illusion, means attached to one's own nation and thinking I am Indian, I am American, I am Pakistani, like that. So our attachment to our body, our nation, our family, our limited situation, that is actually called moha, which is Kamala Dala Jala Jeevan Talamala. Any time situation will change it. Prabhupada told Americans, okay, now you have a handsome body, and what is moha for you? To think that your body is handsome, you can enjoy life. No, 20, 30 years down the line, where will this body be? You can become a dog. So one who knows this fact is free from moha. If you don't know this fact, then one is in moha. Moha means you become attached to the temporary phenomenon. That is called moha. That which is not long lasting. Like you all might have seen, when you make a soap bubble. So you can make a soap bubble as big as a football, you know that? You made that soap bubble? Big soap bubble, colorful. It's like multicolored, like rainbow color. It will be moving. The pluck. Like that will go. Have you seen that? Similarly, in this world, beauty of a woman, the pluck. Grandmother, grandfather, they were all smiling, picking you up and keeping on the lap. After some time, you find the pluck. Gone away, correct, no? Where is grandmother? Where is grandfather? Where is mother? Where is father? Where are the relatives and friends? Everybody shows up for a while and then they attract you and then it's gone. Like, for example, when you are a small kid, you are attracted to balloon. You've seen this apple balloon? You've seen an apple balloon? This size. And you've seen the long balloon with this thing also? So we were mad after that in childhood. Now you think about it. Is it not true? And that fellow will make sound like that. And then all the children go, Mama, I want that. Mom will say, instead of this apple, can I buy a real apple for you? I say, no, I want this only. You buy it, you go home, it's gone. Or pot, it's gone, correct, no? Yeah, in this way we are, and then when you grow, then teenage boy, teenage girl, both are in dream world and they're thinking we are going to do something which nobody has done in the world. Every Tom, Dick and Harry has done that. Even cockroach is doing, dog is doing, our pig is doing, mosquitoes are doing, and these guys, as if he's going to do something very new. And the drama goes on for, till you get married. Marriage, you come to ground level. And after marriage, husband, wife, putting up a family. Why I'm saying, in different age, there is different moha. Married people, generally the moha for them is money. Money is honey. Accumulate money. So in this way you find, he's saying, moha, shoka, moha keeps on absorbed. The godless civilization arises from illusion. This type of illusions. People, why they become godless? Because they become absorbed in the temporary phenomenon and they forget Krishna. Krishna goes far, far away. And the temporary glitter and glamour of the material world keeps them preoccupied. You know, my balloon, 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 like that. And then, oh, that girl, 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 dream girl, like that. And job, 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 money, 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 like that. And then by the time, because suddenly you see, now I am 60 or 70, then health, 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 isn't it? And then one day they are finished. Therefore, the moha keeps them swallowed. They become godless practically. Therefore, Shastras very strongly, Grihinam Dina Chetasam, Nichire Yasaya Bhagavan. Like that, Nanda Maharaj said, you sadhu saintly people come to wake us up from our moha, so that we will not be stuck in the temporary worldly things. Yeah. And the result of such a civilization is lamentation. Like Chitraketu lamented or not? Initially he was jumping up and down, later on he was lamenting. That is the moha and shoka came in his life. Yeah.
A godless civilization, such as that sponsored by the modern politicians, is always full of anxieties because it may be crushed at any moment. That is the law of
Like
nature.
now, Corona has crushed the whole world now. 1 year, 2020, nobody could go out. Correct? No? Yeah.
As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.14, no one but those who surrender at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord can surpass the stringent laws of nature. Thus, if we wish to get rid of all sorts of illusion and anxiety and create unity out of all diverse interests, we must bring God into all our activities.
Like I told you, Calcutta, Mayapur, 120 country people came and all carrying flags, did Harinam Sankirtan. This is unity in diversity. They are from different countries, different bodies, different color bodies also, different flags, but they all are ready to chant Hare Krishna. So only ISKCON can bring about such unity, Prabhupada saying, yeah.
The results of our activities must be used to serve the interest of the Lord and not for any other purpose. Only by serving the Lord's interest can we perceive the Atma Bhuta interest mentioned herein. The Atma Bhuta interest mentioned in this mantra and the Brahma Bhuta interest mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 18.54 are one and the same. The Supreme Atma or Soul is the Lord Himself and the minute Atma is the living entity. The Supreme Atma or Paramatma alone maintains all the individual minute beings, for the Supreme Lord wants to derive pleasure out of their affection. The Father extends Himself through His children and maintains them in order to derive pleasure. If the children obey the Father's will, family affairs will run smoothly, with one interest and a pleasing atmosphere. The same situation is transcendentally arranged in the absolute family of the Parabrahman, the Supreme Spirit. The Parabrahman is as much a person as the individual entities. Neither the Lord nor the living entities are impersonal. Such transcendental personalities are full of transcendental bliss, knowledge and life eternal. That is the real position of spiritual existence, and as soon as one is fully cognizant of this transcendental position, he at once surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Being, Sri Krishna. But such a Mahatma or great soul is very rarely seen because such transcendental realization is achieved only after many, many births. Once it is attained, however, there is no longer any illusion or lamentation or the miseries of material existence or birth and death, which are all experienced in our present life. That is the information we get from this mantra of Sri Upanishad.
Yeah. And the Parabrahman, the Supreme Lord, Parabrahman, is explained in the next verse very beautifully. In the 8th verse, you will find it's exclusively devoting to that personality, the Supreme Person, what type of person he is. You will read about that. But this verse, Mantra 7, focuses on the, unity and avoiding clash of interest and bringing about unity. Srila Prabhupada ki, और भक्त वृंद की, ईशोपनिषद की जय. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna devotees. So we'll stop here. We'll meet next week. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Isopanishad ki jai, and Thai Gaur Purnimai. Very good.